Hello, we are watching the news broadcast daily, and following are today's headlines.
Prime Minister Win Tanzung attends Cabinet's April meeting. Vietnam works actively at 22nd ASEAN Summit. Vietnam-Israel enhance science and technology links.
General Secretary Nguyen Phu Trọng received the heads of the delegations to the International Conference of ASEAN Political Parties Standing Committee in Hanoi on April 25th.
Trọng said the Communist Party of Vietnam will continue to support the efforts of the International Conference of Asian Political Parties in strengthening the exchange and cooperation between political parties in Asia. He spoke highly of the forum's influence and its success in promoting cooperation, dialogues, mutual understanding and experience sharing between political parties in Asia for peace and stability, as well as raising their awareness of issues relating to the development of the region and the world. The heads of the delegations praised Vietnam's achievements during its 26-year renewal process under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam. They also valued Vietnam's active participation in proposals to the forum's activities.
President Trương Tấn Sang met with more than 400 voters in Ho Chi Minh City's District 4 on April 25th.
The meeting was on the threshold of the 5th section at the 13th National Assembly, which will take place from May 20th to June 25th. At the upcoming section, the National Assembly will discuss 10 bills and 1 resolution. Sang told the voters that one of the most important activities of the upcoming National Assembly section is discussing the draft amendments to the 1992 Constitution. He asked them to make comments on the documents. He also affirmed that the voters' recommendations on land rights and ownership, land compensation and transfer will be passed on to the National Assembly for the adjustment and issuance of legal documents that keep up with the reality. While noting that defending national sovereignty is the consistent policy of the party and state, Sang said peaceful measures based on international law should be used to deal with disputes. Vietnam has issued its 2020 Sea-Based Development Strategy, which acts as an important guide to tap the sea's potential for economic development and confirm the country's sea and island sovereignty, he added. The President also answered the voters' questions on petrol and gas price adjustments and economic restructuring.
Prime Minister Nguyen Tân Dung has asked ministries, branches and localities to create favorable conditions to attract investment, especially foreign investors and high-tech projects.
The government leader made the request at the Cabinet's April meeting that opened in Hanoi on April the 26th. He asked for better trade promotion, local market development and export market expansion. He said that better observation and more drastic measures are needed in the restructuring of public investment, state-owned enterprises and the banking sector. He also requested ministries, branches and localities to take measures to ensure traffic safety, reduce congestion and the number of accidents. Meanwhile, they should be active in the prevention of blue ear disease, avian influenza H5N1 and H7N9, and implement measures to protect national sovereignty and ensure national defense, political security and social order. At the meeting, Cabinet members said that the April Consumer Price Index increased by 0.02% against the previous month, the lowest April level for 4 years. Interest rates fell, helping business and production, and the National Foreign Currency Reserve increased remarkably. The Cabinet members also pointed to shortcomings, including in processing and manufacturing, which have been hit hard by high input costs, low purchasing power and slow sales. It is necessary to remove barriers, create conditions to promote production and business to maintain growth, and develop agriculture and industry, they stressed.
The Vietnamese delegation led by Prime Minister Nguyen Tân Dung made positive contributions to the 22nd ASEAN Summit that took place in Bandar Seri Begawan, Brunei from April 24th to 25th, Foreign Minister Phạm Bình Minh has said.
Briefing the press on Vietnam's participation in the summit, the minister said Vietnam actively contributed to key topics and helped strengthen ASEAN solidarity. During the event, Vietnam affirmed that ASEAN needs to maintain its common voice and central role to uphold peace, stability, maritime security and safety in the East Sea, Minh said. Vietnam also emphasized the effective implementation of the association's common goals and principles in the East Sea. Regarding the focus and outcomes of the summit, Minh said leaders of the association's member countries reached high consensus on ASEAN's prioritized directions and gave opinions on issues of strategic importance in the region. They affirmed that ASEAN needs to continue promoting its role and common voice on important issues relating to peace, security and development in the region, he said.
Các nhà lãnh đạo đã dành rất nhiều thời gian.
Leaders of ASEAN member states gave much thought to the East Sea issues, which are of common concern and relate to regional peace and security. They emphasized the association's common views and principles, including the guarantee of peace, stability, security and safety in the East Sea, restraining and not complicating the situation and settling disputes peacefully in accordance with international law and the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea, the full and effective implementation of the Declaration on the Conduct of Parties in the East Sea, as well as the building of the Code of Conduct in the East Sea.
Cần phải thúc đẩy sớm để xây dựng được bộ quy tắc ứng xử COC.
Minh said participants at the summit also agreed that ASEAN should continue boosting its relations with partners, including China, Japan, the Republic of Korea, India, the US, Russia, and Australia.
Vietnam and Israel will step up science and technology cooperation in the future. The two sides inked a protocol on the establishment of an intergovernmental committee on economic, scientific, technological cooperation in Hanoi on April 25th.
The establishment of the committee is expected to open up a new chapter in bilateral ties in economics, science and technology. Minister of Science and Technology Nguyen Quang said Vietnam always attaches importance to the development of science and technology and considers them key to stimulate the country's socio-economic development. He said the protocol will create opportunities for Vietnamese scientists to exchange research experiences and form projects of the two sides' interests. Israeli Ambassador Mira El-Shahar said the protocol will help both sides seek cooperation opportunities, particularly in science and technology, economics and trade. In recent years, Israel has been moving towards developing a high-tech economy. With its great science and technology potential, the country has become an exporter of computers, chemicals and farm products.
Up to 300 world-leading aviation strategists gathered at a workshop in Ho Chi Minh City on April 25th to share their experiences with Vietnamese aviation operators. The event, the first of its kind in Vietnam, aims to map out action plans for developing the aviation logistics sector in a sustainable manner amid the global economic difficulties.
At the event, industry insiders and experts discussed issues relating to aviation transport logistics, such as opportunities and challenges for newly emerging markets, aviation logistic connectivity, aviation logistics amid an economic recession, training and security. The event curated a venue for domestic operators to develop service supply chains with international partners, penetrating deeper into the global supply chain. It was also a chance for foreign companies to seek business ties with Vietnamese partners. Experts predicted that the aviation sector will continue to face huge challenges in 2013 due to the global economic hardship, increasing cost of fuel, and aviation security. Therefore, the workshop is expected to come up with suitable ways to create close link among businesses in the sector and find new development opportunities. According to the Vietnam Civil Aviation Administration, Vietnam's aviation industry transported 17.5 million passengers and 201,000 tons of cargo in 2012, a year-on-year increase of 5.2% and 1.98% respectively.
And that is the end of our news today. Thanks for watching and see you next time.